Most people at 20 are still trying to figure out who they even are. And that's not a bad thing. I remember looking around at people my age and everyone was kind of in the same boat. Some were in uni, some were working casual jobs, some were just drifting. I didn't feel ahead. I didn't feel special. But somehow by the time I turned 20, I had built a net worth of over $100,000. And I want to be really clear about something right away. This wasn't luck. It wasn't a viral business. It wasn't rich parents. It started with something almost embarrassing to admit. A newspaper delivery route and a secondhand bike. I wasn't some kid reading finance books or talking about investing at family dinners. I just liked making my own money. That feeling of earning something yourself hits different when you're young. My first ever hustle was delivering newspapers. I'd ride around with my mates every day, throwing newspapers and ads into driveways. We get paid $20 for every 500 papers we delivered. Some days it was hot, some days it was raining, and honestly a lot of the time I didn't want to do it. But we showed up anyway. After doing that for a few years, I'd saved about $1,000. That might not sound like much, but at that age, it felt massive. More importantly, it taught me something early. Money doesn't just appear. You trade time and effort for it. And if you're consistent, it adds up. That lesson stuck with me way more than the actual cash. When I turned 15, I got a part-time job at a retail store after school. Pretty standard stuff. Folding clothes, working the register, dealing with customers who are either super nice or weirdly angry for no reason. It wasn't exciting, but it was steady. I learned how to talk to people, how to deal with pressure, and how to show up even when I wasn't motivated. That job grounded me. It showed me what normal work looks like. Then 2020 hit, and everything changed. COVID shut schools down, routines disappeared, and suddenly I was meant to be doing school from home. And if I'm being completely honest, I didn't handle that well. I wasn't logging into classes, I wasn't studying. Most days I was out kicking the footy with my mates or just wasting time. School had already felt pointless to me before, and this just pushed me further away from it. But at the same time, I accidentally found something else. YouTube. I started watching videos about side hustles and online income, and I went all in. I tried everything. Affiliate marketing, dropshipping, surveys, random online stuff that promised easy money. Most of it failed. Some of it was a complete waste of time. I lost money. I felt stupid more than once, but I was learning how things actually work. Two things eventually clicked. The first was reselling DVDs. It took months of messing around, buying the wrong ones, listing them wrong, losing money. But slowly I figured out what sold and how to price things. Once I refined the process, I was making around $500 a week. For a teenager stuck at home during lockdown, that felt unreal. It wasn't just the money. It was the proof that I could figure something out on my own. The second thing that really changed everything was crypto. I came across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and something about it grabbed me. Not just the price movements, but the idea of digital money and decentralization. I didn't fully understand it at first, but I wanted to. That curiosity turned into obsession. This is where I really fell in love with investing. By the time I finished year 10, I made a decision that most people thought was crazy. I quit school and started working full-time. This isn't advice, it's just what I did. For me, school wasn't working, and I knew I learned better by doing. I picked up a full-time role at the same retail store where I'd been working part-time. I was earning about $16 an hour, which came out to roughly $450 a week. And this is the part where people usually pause. I was putting $400 of that into crypto every single week. Almost everything I earned. I wasn't going out much, I wasn't buying things, I just kept investing, week after week. I did that for a couple of years. All up, I invested around $16,000 of my own money. Over time, that grew into about $35,000. That meant I'd made around $19,000 in profit. For someone my age, that was life-changing. It wasn't just money anymore. It was confidence. It made me realize that patience and consistency actually work. Around that time, I met my girlfriend. Funny enough, we met at the retail store, and once things got serious, we started talking about the future. Real conversations. Not just holidays or weekends, but where we wanted to live and what we wanted to build together. We weren't chasing flashy stuff. We wanted something solid. That's when we decided to use the crypto profits as a stepping stone. We combined my gains with aggressive saving from both of us and ended up with around $56,000 for a deposit on a block of land. About $35,000 came straight from my crypto gains. The rest came from pure discipline, saving, instead of spending. After that, we pushed even harder. Both of us were working 45 to 50 hours a week. It wasn't glamorous, it was tiring, but we were focused. Within a couple of months, we saved another $20,000 to help cover the build loan. We bought a block of land for around $300,000 and built a house on it for roughly $350,000. All in, it came to about $650,000. At the time, it felt massive, like genuinely scary. But we trusted the numbers and backed ourselves. Not long ago, we had the house appraised, and it came back at around $780,000. The mortgage is now down to about $500,000. That means we've already built hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. That didn't happen overnight. It came from taking risks early and reinvesting instead of upgrading our lifestyle. Today, I'm no longer in retail. I'm a full-time mortgage broker. I get to help people buy homes and build wealth, which still feels surreal sometimes. My girlfriend now works as an accountant. She's incredible with detail and strategy, and it suits her perfectly. We both ended up in careers that match who we are. And this is still just the beginning. I'm looking into investment properties next, and I continue investing in stocks every month. For me, it's all about momentum. Keep moving forward, keep reinvesting, keep learning. If there's one thing I want people to take from this, it's this. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Delivering newspapers doesn't sound impressive, but it built my work ethic. Trying side hustles that failed wasn't wasted time. I only needed one or two to work. Reinvesting profits instead of inflating my lifestyle made all the difference. And finally, don't be afraid to take your own path. Quitting school isn't for everyone, but for me it pushed me into business and finance earlier than I ever would have gone. Otherwise, if a kid riding around on a bike delivering newspapers can turn that into over $100,000 in net worth by 20, then it's possible for you too. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start, try things, learn from mistakes, and put your money to work instead of letting it sit still. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe for more real finance and side hustle content, and let me know in the comments what your first hustle was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.